Welcome to the doghouse. I hope you're all having a great, wonderful day. I have been. Of course, I don't have many too bad days. This is going to be about a little bit different here. This is going to be about Republicans have no backbone. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of crap for saying that, but it is true. Not all, but some. And I did vote for Trump, don't get me wrong, but the Senate has no backbone. And what I mean by that is they will not do the nuclear option, and this is all over with. What the Democrats did is very, very wrong, and they should pay for it in the end. But they are figuring up on the American people being too stupid to figure it out. But the Republicans are no better. They're already running out of the time for the continuing resolution to get Congress back to have to do another one, which then they can throw crap in it, which the Republican Party, the wannabes or that lead it, will cave. Republicans always cave regardless. If they had a 60 vote majority, they would still cave. And some of the people you have to look at, Thune is a McConnell wannabe, a replacement. So I know Trump says how good a person he is, but Thune was put in by McConnell, so McConnell stepped down. At least you don't have to worry about McConnell. But there's a handful of people left on the Republican side that are old guard, don't want change, and are scared of their own shadow. Thune is one of them. He will cave and give in to the unreasonable Democratic side of what's going on. He will do this because he's got a yellow streak down his back. He will not do the nuclear option because his big thing is, even Johnson of the House says the same thing. Well, Democrats would do this and they'd feel that, and they're going to do this with this and all this crap. Guess what? They've already said they're going to. So what they want is really this to happen, especially Thune. Because if it did happen, and it will, if Democrats get control again, and they will do the nuclear option. And Thune will be the one saying, well, I guess we should have did it this way to stop him. And he knows this. He knows damn well what he's doing by not putting that in effect. No, it might not be the greatest thing in the world, but right now, both sides are using this as a political ploy. Now, anybody with any common sense says if it's continuing resolution and there's nothing there, no backdoor stuff done, it just pushes it on. Am I really, really for that? I wish that didn't exist because I would rather have us do what we're supposed to do by the Constitution and have a budget done. But see, this is why they don't want to do it or change anything for, because it becomes a strong arm tactic by both sides. And believe me, even if you do another resolution, Schumer and the Gestapo there will come in and do everything they can to sabotage everything again. And the Republicans just don't have the backbone in their bodies to do what is right. They are willing to do what is wrong on a constant basis. You see, back in the day, and I've heard this, it come from Harry Reid, the laws of the Senate only apply to Republicans. Out of Harry Reid's mouth. So why are you always going to cave to these guys? Unless they have the backbone to stick up for what is right, we're in a world of hurt. Because the budget would be made if they just did the nuclear option, and they could go in and give more time to do other things to get the budget done. The bills are already there. They just have to vote on them. Yes, and you can redo the health care, which people don't need it to be going up by any means. But it was the Democrats that did that. But here's where people with Trump derangement syndrome don't care. They know that everybody out there hates him and they can lie what is going on and get away with it. And this health care deal we're getting into is 100% the way it was set up for the COVID and everything, and when it was to expire, 100% the Democrats. And I'll tell you right now, things like this crap on both sides is why I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican. I am more to the right than the left, but still, I have voted for Democrats, I've voted Republican, and I've even voted for independents for president. So anybody out there accusing me of being on one side or the other are really not. I want the person that can get something done and the right way. All you're going to do by cowering down to the Democrats, which Thune's already starting to crack, that it shows you that he is afraid of his own shadow. He cares less about the people. And obviously, Schumer and that cares less about only themselves. New York's going off the cliff, it looks like to me. But if the Republicans would stand up for what is right and do what is right, this stuff would go by the wayside. But the problem is, if you do this, you're going to do some bad things as far as both sides are concerned. You make it so you can get a budget every year. You're making it so there isn't, well, there'll always be opposition, but you're cutting down a lot that don't need to be done. You know why they don't want to do either one of them? It's dollars in their pockets. And who are they using to get them dollars in the pocket? You. Because they care less. Most of them, not all of them, but of what goes into their pockets. And if you do the nuclear option, you sure going to take money out of political parties' pockets. Because it's good to go opposition. It's kind of like worse, but it's kind of like a movie. You know, you have the bad guy and the good guy and all this. But in politics, when you do that, both sides will get more money. Do you think they really wanted Doge to go in and take all that money? Because that's another way to get things done without you knowing it. They can put money in their pockets and you'll never see it. And that is really what this is all about. It isn't about the American people, which it should be. I'm proud to be a part of this country. I don't want to be a part of any other country, don't get me wrong, because I love our country. But too bad the politicians don't see it the same way. They see greed at every turn. If they did not see the greed, one of the reasons you see homeless veterans out there and they really never do anything with them, because you can get a lot of veterans donations and that if you say how you're going to go help them out. And every year, the same thing happens. The African American community, the same way. All these years, one side goes out, and now they're starting to question that side, and they're starting to turn the other way, a lot of them, because they were being used, and they were being used for money also. And like I said, it isn't one side or the other, it's both sides. When you have both sides against the American people will lose. The only thing we can do is keep fighting and going forward. But Thune has shown that he has a yellow streak down his back. Otherwise, that nuclear option would be on the table. They're just afraid of it because of what the other side might do, which is they will do it. Then the Republicans will be whining and crying they should have did something. And they already know what's going to take place. You're not fooling them. They want to fool you as to what is going on. It's a shame people will starve. People will do a lot of things that are not good because of your stop and SNAP benefits. I've never been on SNAP, not once. I'm 66 and it's never. But I know people that rely upon it. I also know people that have abused it. But for them that need it, they need it. And all Thune had to do is go in, get rid of the nuclear option, and it's taken care of. All the Democrats had to do is go with the continuing resolution instead of arguing about an insurance deal. They're the ones that voted it in, not the Republicans. So this goes to show you it's about the dollars more than it is anything else. It's a shame that we have to go through this all the time. Our country was not set up to keep doing continual resolutions, even though it's needed. But the thing this time, they are there. They just have to vote on them. And you know why they're not? Because the Democrats have Trump derangement syndrome. And I don't care who the president is. This stuff needs to be taken care of. Oh yeah, you better believe that some of these senators are making some big bucks right now. It's pretty sad when the insane one for the Democratic Party is John Fetterman. He's the voice of reason. And if you would have made a bet with me who would be the least person there in the Senate who would be the voice of reason, I would have said John Fetterman. But he has stood up. That's good for him. Then you got on the other side Rand Paul, who only stands up for himself. The only thing he knows how to do is vote no. And that's a shame. You got one person that's not going to be there from Kentucky, and maybe that's going to help. McConnell will be gone, but Rand Paul is still going to have to be dealt with. And the no votes, you can't count on him as a yes vote if you're on Republicans or Trump, because it's not going to work. He's a flip of the coin type of person. But he definitely loves to vote no on things. You got to say why. This is, and I'm saying why, because I don't know. I have no clue of what he's really doing. You know, I know he don't say he's a Republican, which is fine because You're either going to have to, if you want to be a Democrat or a Republican. It's the only way you're going to get in. But a lot of stuff that's out there has nothing to do. It has to do with politics, but it has to do with how much money they can stick in their own pockets. And where you see it caving, people like Thune caving, you know, one thing, he's scared of the Democrats, and two, maybe there's some money coming in somewhere, somehow. You'll never know it if it is or isn't. I'm not accusing him of it is, but you will never know. But people like Thune, the old guard, has the biggest yellow streak down his back because he's willing to kiss the feet of the Democrats to say he accomplished something. No, I've never liked Thune, by the way. But he is a lot like McConnell. Like I said, McConnell, at least he'll be gone. But Thune has no backbone. Just remember that. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you had that food. Democrats, this don't happen if they would have went with a continuing resolution. Republicans, when the Democrats did that, if you had the backbone, you would have did the nuclear option, and it's taken care of. Don't give the crap about, like I said earlier, about what the Democrats do when they're in charge again, because they already plan on it, and you know it. And shame on you, Thune, for not having the guts enough to stand up. And shame on Schumer for putting the American people that need help in desperate need because of his greed and unethical being a unethics he does as a senator. Yes, I get pissed off at both sides, but I tell you what, I vote every time. I go out and vote, my voice gets heard. And you know, sometimes if you stay home and don't vote, and that's your business and nobody else's, by the way, but sometimes an election is not won by who voted, it's by those that stayed home and didn't vote. Think about that. Things like this is why you get people like McConnell, Thune, Rand Paul. You get people like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and it looks like more of a one side's going more to the communistic values. And don't say it's not. Read up on it. I just had to get this off my chest. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for